Hello, welcome to the Marry Your Best Friend podcast. My name is John Stewart. I'm glad you found us. It's been a little while, and we are back.
We've been on hiatus.
Have we been on a hiatus? We've been on a little bit of hiatus.
I think so.
But anyway, welcome to the Marry Your Best Friend podcast. I'm John. I'm seated next to my beautiful, beautiful bride of 36 years, Suzanne. And, well, one of us wants a tattoo.
A little bit.
A little bit?
Just a little bit.
And only one of us wants a tattoo because one of us doesn't think that the other one needs one, but...
I don't think anyone needs a tattoo.
You don't?
I don't think it's a necessity.
Okay, so we're going to talk tonight about you wanting a tattoo, what you want for your tattoo, and then also why other people have tattoos. And we're just going to talk about tattooing.
Just tattooing tonight.
Pretty much. We'll see where the conversation goes. But yeah, we're going to talk about tattoos. First off, let me just say thank you for joining us on the Marry Your Best Friend podcast. We have the most irregular schedule on podcasting. And we are... I've learned, because remember, I bought the book on podcasting.
Which you never read.
I never read it, but it looks really good on my desk. And then I went to that PodFest, the Podcasting Expo, where I learned that the people who are really serious about their podcast, they do them on a regular basis.
Well,
like every single week.
I wait for my favorite podcast to come out. You know, like I wait for Kathleen Madigan to get off the road and do her pubcast, and I wait for Smart List to have new episodes, and I like the David Spade one. What is that? Fly on the Wall?
I don't know. I listen to IndyCar podcasts.
I listen to
the.
He does do. I just listen to IndyCar radio.
Oh yeah, well, there's like 5 different podcasts around IndyCar. Marshall Pruitt has one. Trackside with Kurt Cavan.
Now that one I've heard of.
Yeah, and Kevin. And then Connor
I'm gonna have
does
to start listening to those.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. So anyway, it's been a while since we've done a podcast. I think snow was on the ground when we did it.
I probably had a big old turtleneck.
No,
I can.
We did one right after the Indy 500, I believe, because the whole month of May. I'm pretty sure we did. The whole month of May goes by. We call it the 90 days of May. But hey, we're back, and we're talking about tattoos and why people get tattoos. And I will say, You've always. I think it's silly.
I haven't always wanted a tattoo.
No, but like when I first met you, you wanted like a little tiny Mickey Mouse tattoo. You wanted like your ears because you were such a big Disney phobe.
Yeah.
And neither one of us have tattoos. I'll go ahead and just admit right at the very beginning that I'm the type of person that when I do something, I kind of go all the way.
Yeah, it's not just like, I'm going to do this one time and enjoy it.
So, like, if you wonder why we have like 9 horses,
he's obsessive about whatever.
And when I played golf, when I learned how to play golf, I played golf all the time, 7 days a week. Joined a club, did the whole thing, and then one day I'm looking at my closet and I counted like 85 golf shirts, and I was like, how did I get to be that guy with 85 golf shirts? And so I share that, and it's like, I never dreamed of having so many horses as we have, or animals, or things of that nature, but.
Any of the things.
And I will admit that, like, if I had a freckle, and for those of you that are watching on YouTube, if I had a freckle on this arm right there, tattooed, the next time you saw me, I'd have like a full sleeve.
You would. You wouldn't be able to stop.
And then the next time you saw me, I'd have like another full sleeve on this side.
I've told you could get one.
I don't want one. You've been wanting to brand me since we first got married.
I want my monogram on your ass.
Well, here's the problem with this.
I think that's fantastic.
Every man out there should learn not to marry a Southern woman because they like to put their monogram on everything.
Everything.
They like to have monogram cups, and they like to have monogram pillows, and they like to have monogram towels and monogram...
handbags. I have a handbag that's
have a monogrammed handbag, and they like to have sweaters that are monogrammed, and their kids, when you have kids, all of a sudden the kids have to have monograms.
Yeah.
Suzanne actually asked me, thinking that it would be a good idea, how would you feel about having my monogram on you?
I think it's fantastic. I mean, come on. I mean, what a better way to identify your body someday. Is this your husband? I don't know. Roll him over and let me look.
I don't want your monogram on my ass. I don't want to be branded like Yellowstone. You would do that too. You would totally brand it.
It's very cool.
It's not cool. Okay,
but our daughter says that I can't handle the pain.
Well, and I don't know if I can handle the pain either. The thing with me is I have. I think it was my 50th birthday. You gave me a pair of custom cowboy boots.
That you
And
haven't got yet.
I still have not.
You haven't received those?
No, they still have the deposit because I've never really decided what I want to have on the cowboy boots. Like, now I will say I've ordered another pair of cowboy boots.
I was going to say you just ordered a different pair.
And we'll talk about that on a future episode. But
Again,
I have a custom.
Obsessive.
I
see a pattern.
I have an amazing custom boot that is being designed right now and being made right now, and that's really a special thing for me. But the pair that you gave me for our anniversary, I was going to have a hula girl put on it, and then I thought about maybe I'll put a checkered flag on it, maybe I'll put the Scout emblem on it, maybe I'll put the Fleur de Lis.
Flags. That's fun.
It is fun, but that's only part of my life, you know. And it's like all these other things that kind of go into you. It's like, and that's the thing with tattoos. It's like if I can't figure out what to put on a pair of custom boots,
Yeah.
what am I going to put on my skin?
Well, I've already decided.
And we were raised in a generation where our parents would always be like, "Don't get a tattoo because someday you'll be 90 and that thing won't. You'll regret it."
That's what I've always said is that when I go to the swimming pool and you see the older ladies, you know,
half of the swimming pool,
the Gen Xers, and then like their tattoo started up here, but it's all the way down here. And that does not look nice. So you gotta be strategic as to where you put it.
But
you're a young person.
I do judge some of the pools that we have been to, whether they be hotel resort pools or the public pool here in Noblesville. What's it called? Forest Park. Forest Park is very high on the tattoo.
I haven't been to Forest Park since kids were little.
I know, but at Forest Park, when the kids were little, the tattoo factor at Forest Park was much higher than the Sagamore Club. Now, the Sagamore Club still has a lot of tattoos.
Because it's trendy cool now. But the most I saw some goodies out at the Monon.
Oh, at the Monon Center?
To go out there to the water park. Yeah.
Nice.
A water park. That's where you're going to see them.
Yeah, the water park, you will see them. So, and I will tell you, our daughter is the first one to have a tattoo in our family. She has a butterfly. We've shared this on previous podcasts. She has a butterfly on her wrist. And if you know her story, it's a beautiful thing. But what's funny about it is the way that she told us, because she did it on her senior trip.
Without us,
without our knowledge of this.
Yeah.
And this was after,
except for
after 2020. So.
She did text me and say, "Hey, I need some more money put in my account."
Oh,
and I
beforehand?
was like, "Yeah," and I was
like,
"Why do you need more money?" And I didn't hear back from her until it was already done.
Okay, so her senior trip,
she didn't think I would probably.
Her senior
give her money
trip, she went with her girlfriends and everybody else down to Gatlinburg. And evidently there was a tattoo parlor in Gatlinburg, and she walked in there and told them she wanted a butterfly on her wrist, which, if you know Jules' story, it's a story of survival. And she used to cut her wrist. And as a senior, that was as a freshman. And as a senior, she was looking back and thought that would be a wonderful way to
cover her scars,
but also to recognize the importance of a butterfly and the resurgence of life and rebirth and all that stuff. So we loved it. Or we love it now, but
I loved it from the beginning.
Yeah, but her text to you was what correct
see,
me.
Our kid is a writer. Like, that's what she wants to do. That's what she studies in school, in college right now. That's her thing. So I got a beautifully crafted text from her that was just, I was weeping by the end because, it was so beautiful and worded so perfectly. And yeah, she's crafty like that.
Yeah, but the funny thing about her text was this was right after COVID, and so it was like, you'd be very proud. The place was very clean and hygienic.
And she had to check all the Yelp reviews.
Yeah, she checked all the Yelp reviews, and she was telling us it was a very good deal.
Yeah,
and she was telling us it was safe. I got a good deal, and I got good reviews.
I did it for a specific reason. So
So now I love Matt Crouch of TBN fame was the first person who I was really around that. He loves talking to people about their tattoos.
You do that.
Did
you get that from him?
I got it from him because a server would come up and he would be like, "Oh, wow, tell me about that tattoo right there. Why do you have, what's that cross about? Or whose mom? Whatever it may be." And he would always engage them in the conversations. I do like
because there needs to be a story.
There is a story, and like. there should be a story. Like people should
Right.
have a story of why they do this. I will tell you one time. Remember when I used to travel to West Virginia all the time?
Yeah.
So I used to travel to West Virginia for the Boy Scouts, helping build a property in West Virginia. It's in town of Mount Hope, West Virginia. Well, right off the back of the property at the summit was the Cold Spot, which
What do
is
you mean?
it's a bar. Like you go
Oh.
out that back gate and there's a bar there attached to a convenience store. It's called the Cold Spot.
But you meant like that spot was just right there.
No,
It's
no,
just
no.
really
It's
cold.
called the
I
Cold
thought that's
Spot
where
as a
I'm
beer.
gonna go sleep.
But anyway, what's funny is so it had like a little secret room that had the pull, like the slot machine things that you could play, and a bunch of locals go in there and
So it
and
was
drink
against
beer.
the law gaming.
No, but anyway, you go into the bar and you drink and you'd have some I don't know. You'd have to go to like an unemployment office to meet some of these people, but some of the people
Interesting clientele.
alcohol was something they enjoyed, and so you'd go into the Cold Spot. And I remember sitting there one time, and this girl who was the server, she was wearing like a tank top or a tube top,
Just the one.
where you could see the side of her body, so you could see her side.
So it was open?
Yeah, it's like a bikini top and had like a
Wow,
shorts.
this sounds like a classy joint.
Very classy joint. But she had on her side the Serenity Prayer.
Oh, really?
Yes, and Serenity Prayer that everybody who goes through 12-step programs
Right.
memorizes and learns, and it's a big part of the program.
She had that on her side.
She had it on her side, and I said, nobody's in there. I'm just with her, and she's working behind the bar. And I said, oh my gosh, I love your tattoo. She goes, oh, thanks. And I said, that's really, and I'm thinking she must have gone through a program to have the
Right.
Serenity Prayer on her side. And I said, can you tell me about, the Serenity Prayer? I mean, did you come through rehab or do you have a story behind that? And her response was, I don't know why people always ask me that. I just thought it was a nice poem.
A nice poem.
So she went into the tattoo shop and was just picking out things on the wall or looking at the book and said, oh, I'll take that.
And that's just going to be on her for the rest of
For
her
the rest
life.
of her life. There's like no story behind it. It's not like it was a poem that her mom used to read.
Man, I would make up a story.
Well, but here's the thing I'm thinking is that every guy who's in there who's ever been through a rehab and knows the Serenity Prayer
Yeah.
has fallen off the wagon. And now he's in
Yeah.
there drinking and he's checking out the bartender. Well, guess what's on her side? The Serenity Prayer.
So she doesn't even know it, but she's
She doesn't-
probably helping
She's
somebody.
probably convicting somebody. But
She's helping somebody.
But going back to Matt Crouch, I remember we'd go out to eat somewhere, and he'd always ask servers about it. And then his son, Kalen, one time we were in a place, and he really started asking, said, what was your first tattoo? And they would tell the story. And he says, what's your last tattoo? And they would tell that story. What's your favorite? What's your, people have different ones. And then he would talk about the artist. And I remember walking out there, and I said, wow, Kayla, you really acted like you cared. And he kind of laughed. He goes, well, I do. and he said, it's just a great way to engage people. And I've been trying to do that. People call it tattoo ministry, where it's like when
Oh
you
my
see
God, it
somebody-
has a name?
It does have a name. It's called tattoo ministry. When you see
Wow.
somebody with a tattoo, you can go talk to them about their tattoo. Now, most people who have tattoos will tell you about them. So anyway, so as we go in here, so you want to tell us what you want as a tattoo?
Yes, I think that I have chosen a perfect one for me. If you know me and
Yeah.
you know what I do on the regular,
But you chose a song lyric from a guy that's
It's
on your
not-
phone. That's
it's
one of your top
also-
3 men.
you know
that
what?
That you would leave me in a heartbeat for John Mayer.
that's not what we're talking about.
That's a whole nother episode.
That's a-
No, but the one man who you would leave me for, you want to have his lyrics on your skin.
But it's not us. The other day, now let me just get the other day, I even saw a sticker that said that, and then it had like a scripture from Romans underneath it. I promise.
You're gonna bring the Jesus into this.
I'm bringing Jesus.
Okay, so tell everybody what your
I
tattoo
want
is.
it to, I just want words. I don't need a picture, but I want it to say love is a verb.
That's it.
Because I feel like that's what I do. I love out loud. I use it as a verb.
Ooh, put love out loud on your skin. Did John Mayer not write that?
He
I'm
didn't
sorry.
write that
So here we go. The reason why you're getting it is
No,
not
that's
just
not
because
the
it's love as a
reason.
verb.
That's not
but
the
it's
reason.
also just because it's John Mayer.
No, it's not the reason. I really love what it means. I love what it says about me as a person.
Can I have Jennifer Garner on my body somewhere?
What has she done that,
She's loved me since like she's not met me.
You're not even on my wavelength.
I mean,
You're not.
do you not understand why I would be a little upset about you getting like
It
somebody
just
else's
happens
words
to
on your
be a
skin?
lyric.
Okay, just happens to be.
Just happens to be a lyric.
Are you going to put John Mayer in quotation marks and give him credit for that? Love is a
would
verb,
you rather me?
dash
Would you
John
rather
Mayer.
me put my hashtag that I put on everything, which is hashtag JCM Superfan? I could do that. Would you rather?
No.
I didn't think so.
All right, so
Take
here we
what you
go.
can get,
Here we
sir.
go. I've got two things here. The producer has given me.
The producer.
The producer gave me two.
Did he work
two
hard
articles.
today?
He worked really hard on this.
Okay.
He said, "Why do people get tattoos? Do you know why people get tattoos?"
I think some people that do like their parents' name or their kid's name, something like that. Or like what I want to do.
Well, according to Native Ink, reasons people get tattoos. Number one, identity. People get tattoos not only to share their stories with the world, but to make a statement about where they fit in and all that kind of stuff. So identity, like Julianne's tattoo was part of her identity. Mm-hmm. So love as a verb is your identity because you love is a verb to you, right?
It is.
That lyric.
Well, just that statement, it is. Now, if he hadn't written it, wouldn't you think it was beautiful?
Why don't you put right over your chest area, "My body's a wonderland"? That's a good one. That's another. Isn't that a John
You're
Mayer song?
spoiling it.
I'm spoiling. Okay, next one. Aesthetics. A reason some people get tattoos not only for deep sentimental reasons, but for aesthetics. Sometimes it just feels good to rock some beautiful artwork or eye-catching design. And I've seen that. Like our friend Morgan, she's like totally tatted out, and she's got all dark, like
Very artistic.
very dark. It's very artistic. Like if she were standing in front of you, I would just sit there and go, "That's artwork." I get that. It's like you're a mosaic, beautiful artwork. So some people do it for the aesthetics. Another reason people get tattoos: commemoration. Many people get tattoos to permanently honor. So like our kids have talked about having paw prints after we've lost a dog and things of that nature. What would you want to commemorate?
Probably.
Like I have thought about having my father's signature put on my skin.
See, I think it's cool. And you know what? That's what John Andrew wants his tattoo to be, is your dad's signature.
Really? Mm-hmm. Your cousin Jan has that.
She has her dad, yeah. And I love it.
So she found his signature on like some paper somewhere and just had it put on his skin.
Yeah.
And I thought your friend Jessica has a beautiful tattoo that to commemorate her grandmother. She had her silverware. Her
Yeah, you
silverware.
always liked that.
I always liked that. I was like,
Because it was a really cool pattern of
it's a
antique
cool pattern.
silverware.
It's antique, and this generation today, I don't think a lot of people go pick china and silverware when they get
they
married and things
don't.
of that nature.
It's very sad.
So that's a great way to commemorate. But I'd love to have like my father's signature and my mother's signature on my arms, but I don't want people to see them, because a lot of times I just wear a Speedo when I go to the pool.
You're so gross.
You don't say that when I'm wearing the Speedo.
Because
Here's
you're not
one.
wearing it because I hide it.
Reasons people get tattoos: scar cover up. So
And that's what hers is. That's
my
what
gosh.
Jules is.
I have a scar on my
Yeah. Have
left
you seen
arm.
those that they make into some really cool things from the scar, like
I
the
have
actual scar?
the most hideous scars that you could ever imagine on my elbow from where I shattered my elbow.
They look better now than
But
they
what
used
would you
to.
put on my elbow if you could? Should I put a target on there so I could go back and do it again?
I don't know. There are some really neat artists out there that do cool scar work.
There is a
You could do it on the bottom of your foot with that big scar.
tattoo. Thank you for reminding me that I have a scar on the bottom of my foot. There is a tattoo artist down in Brazil.
You love this person.
I love this guy. And I follow his work for 10, 12 years. I followed this work.
Yeah, forever.
This guy down, and it's called Duda Tattoo, whatever, D-U-D-A.
These give me the creeps, though.
But he has created a tattoo style where he can make a tattoo look like an actual patch,
It's sewn on.
It looks raised. It has the texture of a patch.
That just creeps me out a little.
And I always thought it'd be cool to have like my scouting patches for my uniform put on my skin. So like when I take off a scout uniform, you would just see like my patches. You told me that I would not get lucky if I had.
No,
like
that's. I don't want to see your scalp
see naked
patches.
scout patch guy. Yeah. Okay, so
Naked
scar
scalp
cover
patch
up.
guy is not who I want to sleep next.
Okay, here's the whole thing. Reason get tattoos: culture and religion. So like when you see the Fiji guys from New Zealand who have cultural tattoos religious tattoos. A lot of people who have crosses, and you know, I had a client, Steven Jackson, who played football for the Rams, number 39, Steven Jackson for the Rams, and then he ended his career with the Patriots. But what was funny about him, he was raised in Vegas, and one arm on his
sleeve,
he had a full sleeve that was all Vegas stuff.
Wow.
So he had like Welcome to Las Vegas, and he had casino and dice and all this kind of stuff. And on the other arm, he had all Christian iconography. So he had Jesus, he had a cross, he had Mary.
My gosh. Was he like not a Christian on this one and then was?
Well, I asked him. Stephen was a very strong Christian, or is a very strong Christian. I assume he's still a very strong Christian. He and Rhonda, they met their pastor, met their parents. Really a cool guy, loved God, loved Jesus. But on his arms, and Stephen was not a small guy. Yeah. He was a brick house. He was a running back, just a big old fullback looking dude. And he had dreads. And so he could look menacing if you didn't know him. But what you didn't realize was he was an architecture major in college. He loved design and art and stuff. But I asked him, when I first met him, I said, you've got like Vegas on one arm, because he was raised in this, there in Vegas. And you got Jesus and all this Christian stuff on the other arm. Where are you, man? Are you more Vegas or more Jesus? And he goes, that's a struggle. I'm right in the middle. And so I thought that was really interesting, because here's this guy who works out all the time, and he's looking at both of his things from where he's from. And
that's pretty profound.
There it was, culture and religion. Another reason people get tattoos, fashion. You know,
and those are the people that pick the nice poem.
I guess. It says, why a tattoo? It tells your story your way. That's true. It preserves your memories. It can inspire you. You can cover up scars. It's no longer taboo. That was the thing. When we grew up, it was still kind of taboo.
Well, do you remember when...
Carrie Bradshaw came to your house?
No.
Told your dad, let's go throw a football?
No. Do you remember when...
Andre Crouch sang soon and very soon?
Christine was in college, and she dated that one guy before.
Christine is my niece, who I love dearly.
And she dated a guy in college before she met her husband. And he had a small tattoo. And I remember that
my dad?
Anne's three girls, our other three nieces from his sister, they were so like taken aback, like, oh, is that a tattoo? Why does he? I mean, they were just enthralled. It was very taboo. And their dad had told them, we don't do that.
Well, I remember when your
and they
cousin,
were little girls.
Was it your cousin Jan or Leanne that had?
Oh, Leanne. We were just talking about that last week.
Leanne had a tattoo.
She still has it.
She has a tattoo on her breast, and Suzanne's family.
Not on her.
Well, a little on her chest, I should say.
Yeah.
But anyway, most of the women in your side of the family are blessed with a large billboard area for tattoos. And John Andrew was, how old was he? Like a toddler?
Oh, he was probably maybe 3.
No,
2 or 3. Yeah.
But he was in your arms.
We were in the swimming pool.
And he looked at her and saw the tattoo, and he was like, is that a sticker? Is that a stamp?
I don't know, but I like it. He always thought it was fantastic.
He always thought that was fantastic. Sorry.
Are you
choking up here?
Are you
Here's the last thing I'm going to read from this one. It says that a tattoo can boost your immune system. That's what it says.
Why?
I don't know. It says one lesser known benefit of getting a tattoo is that it may
there you
leave
go.
you less susceptible to the common cold.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Next winter. So I guess you have to get a tattoo now to kind of protect yourself against that next winter. No, there you go. No longer tattoo. Now,
the only other tattoo I think I would get is on my wedding ring. I mean,
but your wedding rings are gorgeous. You would have a tattoo underneath them?
Underneath, yeah.
No.
Yeah. No,
I'm against this whole tattoo thing to begin with. I am. And since you and I have been married long enough, and we share every financial decision.
Oh, that is BS.
I don't buy anything without consulting you first. We have a budget. It's very tight.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was it you and your friend and our son to drive a couple of cars that I didn't know that we owned? And
I don't know.
I asked Scott, and Scott was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so
you don't know
first
what you're
off,
talking about, but I go to our son because he will always tell me the truth.
We share all of our spending habits, but I don't necessarily share our investment habits.
Oh, investment.
I have a
Was that the investment that broke down about 5 minutes after you pulled out of the driveway?
It is.
Is that the one?
I have
just checking.
Well, I'm investing in pace cars. I have a pace car collection that started the 1978 Chevrolet Corvette Indy 500 pace
Which I
car.
also did not know about.
Well, it's an investment. And then I bought a 1982 Indy 500
How come I
pace
can't
car
make
that's
investments?
Camaro. And then I bought a 1984, which happens to be the worst pace car that was ever created, and thus is why it was such a good deal that it's going to increase in value over time. So that Pontiac Fiero 1984 pace car that may not be running right now, might need a new engine.
Might have been at Bell Tire since May.
Anyway, that is going to rebound and be a really great investment. So we don't share investments all the time, like horses. Horses are investments, and saddles that sometimes I have to invest in.
Wow.
But we do share things like day-to-day spending, and like a tattoo is a spending thing that we have to agree on. Okay.
I think you just want to control what I do. That's what I think.
When you're married, it's biblical. Your body is my body. My body is your body.
You do whatever the hell you want to do.
Oh, if I came in here with pierced nipples, you would be like, if I had like pierced little rings right there, a pierced navel, you would be like all cool with that? If I had like one of those little nose rings?
First of all, that is never going to happen.
You don't know that. If you allow me to do whatever I want to with my body, I'm going to be free.
You know what you would do with your body to be free? You would wear that stupid Speedo. That's what you would do. It would not be piercing.
You don't understand how comfortable a Speedo is. I mean, you don't. It keeps you snug, and then I can walk around.
Snug as a bug in a rug.
You know what? As much as I manscape, I think people should see it. Okay, so just because we're both people of faith, and because if I'm getting a tattoo, it's going to have meaning, here are some things that you can get if you want a Christian tattoo.
A cross. I wouldn't mind having a cross.
Christian tattoos, these would be the ones that would be acceptable in some evangelical churches that other tattoos would not be.
Oh, okay.
Bible verses.
Yeah.
You can get a Bible verse.
I guess I could put Romans underneath because I saw it the other day.
If you ask any Christian if they have a favorite Bible verse, most often they will have one at the ready. For instance, I always answer Colossians 3:17. But often Bible verses, passages, or even a phrase from a section of Scripture can have an indelible impact on a believer's journey. So a believer can commemorate this verse with a tattoo. What's your favorite verse? What was that one? It's in the book.
It was the one.
It's in the book. It's the one that's in the book. Is it in the new book or the old book? It's in the new book, and it's that guy that.
No, it's Philippians, and it's the best friend one. Oh, okay. I love that one.
Do you love that one?
I know. Yeah, I do.
Okay, so some people get Bible verses put on them. Other ones put. You could, if you don't like pain, you can always go with the shortest Bible verse of all time.
Jesus wept.
There you go. Jesus wept. But mine would always be, "For God so loved the world." So he gave his only begotten son. Okay, here we go. Greek and Hebrew words. A lot of people put Greek words and Hebrew words, even though they don't speak them. So these words
they
also
just want to look smart
also
like
have
that.
like Celtic crosses and stuff. They like
that's
have
a
Irish
popular
cross.
one.
Testimony specific symbols. So rain can mean something to one Christian, to another. An anchor pulls at the heart more than the weight of an entire ship. So you could have like testimony specific symbols of why you're a Christian and things of your faith. And I could do that on my arm. I could have a picture of my mom sharing the Bible with me in second grade, and then me wearing a Jesus.
So basically, just a graphic novel up your arm.
I could have a whole graphic novel, and then in third grade, when I wanted to be an evangelist and wear shirts that said "One Way" and "Jesus is the answer," and my Andre Crouch and the Disciples T-shirt.
Oh,
yes, Lord. I could have a total testimony that way. So testimony-specific ones, conversation starters. So people have tattoos for conversation starters. So
I was behind this lady in some line at the Humane Society one time at the county fair, and she had her whole arm, and it was like one of those big colored ones, like it was a photograph of her child that the guy had copied and put. So it was just like the photograph. It was a little odd. And yet I couldn't stop looking at it. And then I thought, that's going to be, that child is going to be with her forever when they fly the coop, go off, and she'll have that. And then I thought, yeah, but what's it going to look like in 30 years? That is a big, I already have humongous arms. I don't want anything to draw more attention to that.
But just think about it. The words of John Mayer can be with us always.
I know, very tiny and small right here, because this is where I have that nerve damage from where the goat kicked me, and so I don't feel anything right there.
Why don't you put a goat there?
I would actually love to have farm animals. I think it would be super.
You know what
fun.
I wanted as a tattoo?
And then maybe just the 2 words, Mama tried. I think that's good.
Mama did try.
Mama tried.
So if you're not watching on camera, but like we live in Indiana, and like anybody who's from Michigan, they always have this ability to hold their hand up and tell you, like if somebody says I'm from Michigan, they go, where are you from Michigan? You can go, oh, I'm up in Saginaw, and they'll point to their thumb where the Saginaw is. Or they'll say, I'm over in Grand Rapids, and they'll put their finger like over where Grand Rapids would be. And Beaver Island's up here, or if they're from the Upper Peninsula, they'll do like that. I've always thought it'd be cool to kind of like when people from Michigan show their hand, I'd love to have a tattoo way down here, a little house. Like right there, just a house. And then go, really, that's cool. That's where you live? Here's
where I live.
I am in Indiana. I'm on the arm right there, central Indiana. That's me right there.
That's pretty clever.
You think I should do that?
I think it's clever.
Should I go get it? All right. So conversation starts talking about crosses. Crosses can remind Christians of a number of things. The need to die to our sin every day, God's saving work through his death on the cross, the assurance that death is not the end. So a cross, I can understand why people get crosses. But I think a lot of people who get crosses don't really understand the meaning of the cross, though.
Yeah, it's just sort of one of those universal symbols that I think, you know what? I think if they come home, if they're a teenager and they come home to their parents and say, I got a tattoo, their parents will blow up and then they'll go, but it's a cross.
Oh, but it's a cross.
But it's a cross. Yeah. So, you can't get mad at the cross.
That's true. Color symbolism,
it's
holy
usually
reminders.
like a first tattoo for most people, I think, a starting point.
Well, I guess if you're going to get a tattoo, here's one, kicking it back to the Old Testament. When arguing with other Christians getting tattoos, believers often cite Leviticus 19:28, which seems to indicate that God doesn't want his people to cut their bodies in any way, piercings, etc., and get tattoos. So in Leviticus, it tells you not to get a tattoo. And I think a lot of the biblical Christians kind of hold on to this.
Well, you do you.
It says one, of course, must consider the cultural context clues for this rule. Several Old Testament laws just apply to that cultural context, as do some of the New Testament. Anyway, it says...
well, good grief. When my mom was young, they weren't supposed to cut their hair.
They weren't supposed to braid their hair.
They weren't supposed to cut their hair. They weren't supposed to get pierced. Nothing like that.
Yeah. So anyway, I think... there are some people who, tattoo artists, if you get to know a tattoo artist, they're somebody, I always tell people, if you want to really have some interesting friends, make sure you always have a chef as a friend because they're very creative. People don't realize how artistic they are. They are just like an actor, a painter, they're artists, and they're just as moody, just as temperamental, just as creative. But you get to taste the art. I love having a chef as a friend. Chef Dan, love the guy. I also think everybody needs to have an architect as a friend because architects solve problems differently than the rest of us. An architect, if they're building something, they always like to take in a whole bunch of advice and input, and they want to figure out all the needs for something, all the wants for something, what the budget is, and then they mix all this stuff up, and then they come out with a vision for something to build. And I love the way architects go through this process and do that. I think a tattoo artist is one of those same things. Like every tattoo artist that I've ever met, they're fascinating individuals.
Yeah.
They really are. I mean, because they're artists, but they're putting things on people's skin. Good ones are booked up forever. I'd be scared to say, let's go to Vegas and get a tattoo and just walk into someplace.
Me too. I would definitely like go to someone that's been recommended or
well, just north of us is a famous tattoo artist. Brandy Gordon is her name. She lives
I've heard you and other people talk about her.
Yeah. So her company is called Native Ink. I respect her for a couple of reasons. Number one, she's a female entrepreneur. She was a single mom, all this kind of stuff, and did her own business. But I met her on a plane because she would travel. I don't know if she still does it, but she would travel to the NFL Pro Bowl. She would go to the Super Bowl. She'd go to the NBA All-Star Game. She went to all these places and would set up in a hotel room somewhere, and all these players would come in because they all knew that she was like the best. And like I'm flipping through her book, and this was back when I worked with NFL players, and Devin Hester. Wow, I'm talking about two NFL players here.
Yeah,
But
you
Devin
are.
Hester, who played for the Bears, he had his kids' footprints on his
Oh, I
on his
love
biceps.
that.
And so I'm flipping through it. I go, oh, that's Devin. She goes, you know Devin Hester? I said, well, yeah, I know Devin. And like she did his tattoos.
Wow.
But people would book her months and months. So like
Yeah.
if you are going to go put,
Something on your body
yeah,
forever.
like my body's a wonderland.
That is
if you're
not
gonna
the
put that,
one.
whatever. John Mayer lyrics are just like any other lyrics.
No.
I mean,
Oh.
would you want me to have a Vanilla Ice lyric on my body? Britney Spears, would that make you happy?
You're making me so sad right now that
What?
that
It's
you,
a pop song.
it's
I could see a Willie Nelson lyric going on. You're a Merle Haggard.
why is that any different?
Oh, cultural.
Cultural.
Yes, I could see a Willie Nelson.
Relevance, absolutely. If that is relevant to you, then that is important.
Angel flying too close to the ground.
I love that.
Yeah, should I have that tattooed all over me?
Not all over you. I'm telling you, the first one you're getting is my monogram.
I'm not getting your monogram. I'm not.
Makes the most sense.
It makes no sense whatsoever to me.
Absolutely, it does.
I have no desire to get your monogram anywhere on me, especially on my ass.
So we have agreed to disagree
We've agreed that we're not allocating money to getting a tattoo, are we?
right now. Right now.
I guess I'm just jealous over the fact that you want to put a John Mayer lyric, the one man you would leave me for, on your body.
I do adore him, but
You do adore him, but I don't understand.
it's if somebody else had written it, if it was a Whitman quote or something that Abraham Lincoln
You don't want
said.
to sleep with Abraham Lincoln.
I do not.
He's dead. He's a corpse. I mean, there's just not. I don't know who I could have on my body that would make you feel the same way. I just don't. I don't. There's nobody in my life that would bring
That
up
comes
these
up to that
feelings,
level.
That bring up those feelings. I mean, yes, you know that I like Julia Moffett from Channel 13. I'm not gonna have like one of her things on there. Or Angela Buckman, I could have her on like one. Maybe that's what I do. Maybe I'm the first guy that has like news women on. I could have Julia. I could have Angela Buckman. I could have like Poppy Harlow. I could
I
have.
don't even know who that is.
Oh my lord. But anyway, I could have like all these Nora O'Donnell. I could put Nora O'Donnell over here.
You don't like her anymore.
I love Nora. Well, she's a little liberal for me, but her husband's a chef. I'd love to be friends with him. Yeah, like if she and I hooked up and had an affair, then I'd still want to get to know her husband because her husband's a chef. But
I
then,
don't like that talk.
well, I don't like that talk about John Mayer being on your body either. But I could have
just
Nora O'Donnell
words.
there. I would probably even kick it back and give like Jane Pauley, a little place there. Because she's still on
Kick
my
back to basics.
yeah, she's still my CBS Sunday
Yeah.
morning lady.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe I have all women newscasters. Would you like that? Doesn't matter to you. All you want is a tattoo. Okay. Well, I think we've exhausted this topic of talking about tattoos, and I just have to
Our
apologize.
producer came up with such a clever and interesting topic.
You think so? I think we just wanted to talk. It's been a while since we've had a podcast. It's great to be back. Let's do another one next week. Okay?
Are you home?
I'm home. We're in the middle of a racing season right now where we've got 4 weeks back to back. But the good news is we only have 5 more races in the IndyCar
That's not
series.
really the good news for me.
And then I have another 3 or 4 in the IMSA stuff. But I know the IndyCar season is ending in 5 races. So it's not as fun for you.
It is not as fun for me.
And then it
because
begins the football season that you love so much.
which I hate so
My
much.
wife loves watching college football.
I hate football so
She loves it.
I know. Then it's like the end of summer, And we've done a podcast about that, how I feel about the end of summer, and it makes me so sad.
Well, I'll tell you, I appreciate you always joining us. I am going to tell you to join us on our next podcast. Suzanne, are you ready for this?
Oh, are you going to tell me what it is?
Yeah, I think I'm going to tell you what it is.
You already know? The producers already told you what it is.
I already know what our podcast is going to be about.
Okay.
It's going to be great. So join us on the next episode of the Marry Your Best Friend podcast, where one of us loves to adopt adult children.
Love is a verb.
That's what's happening.